Stress is the biggest actually point that gives us inflammation in our body, and that leads to other problems as well. Basically, under hyperbaric pressure, in addition to the normal absorption, oxygen will also dissolve directly into the tissue and blood plasma. So that actually increases our absorptions between 28 and 40% by the oxygen, and actually goes into deepest cells. Imagine a person that is depressed, what the body looks like. Basically, it's tight. So first of all, they're not breathing properly. Diaphragm and the brain cells are not getting enough oxygen. When you're not breathing properly, when you're tensed, you're not able to open up. And then with lack of oxygen, you're developing sleeping problems, you overeat or you don't eat, you feel like very tired because there's no energy.
Hello, my name is Exile. You are listening to the podcast of Partners in Positivity, the place for deep conversations. So have a goosebumps.
Welcome to Partners in Positivity, a place for deep conversations with Aisling Burnett and Sarah Harty. Today on the podcast we have Dana Piotrowska, and she is a Polish woman who is in Ireland over 14 years now and is a great friend of ours. We've followed her in all that she does over her lifetime living in Ireland, and for the last decade or so she has been a physical therapist and currently still is. And recently, just in March this year, 2022, she set up a fantastic service in Dublin which is called Oxyzone, and it provides oxygen therapy for anyone who wants a boost for their immune system and many other things that Dana's going to explain to us here today. So before we get started, we're going to have a few silly questions, random questions that we think of off the cuff, and Dana's going to answer off the cuff because naturally we're going to flow into some deep and meaningful conversations and chats afterwards.
Okay, Dana, so what's your favourite beach that you've ever been on in the whole wide world?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Hi girls, hi everybody. So I've been on a good few of them. One of my favorite, well, I would say in Mexico, I've been on good few that I love the sound. I really like the one in Croatia because of the view, and actually Golden Horn, that's the name of the beach that we were actually with you, Ash, as well. And Sarah, were you? No, you weren't there. So beautiful golden stones, pebbles, nice turquoise water, and a lot of people, good fun, good energy. So I would say those two as the beauty. And also another one that I really like is in Dublin, that I forgot the name, heading towards Sutton, or you could say Howth. Borough Beach, yeah, exactly, that's the one. So yeah, that would be the one that comes to my head now to feel that they want the nice and beautiful.
Dana, as a mode of transport, which would you prefer, a bicycle or a motorbike?
First of all, transport, whatever, that depends where I am, right? If we're talking about Dublin or Ireland, I rather to go by my car. Fun as a motorbike. In fairness, I've just done my driving license for motorbikes a few months ago, so I'm on the way to get some motorbike for myself soon. But yeah, transportation in Ireland, definitely car, because you never know when it rains. Even though your question was different, but yeah.
That's great, Dana. What's your favourite salsa dancing move?
Well, you can't really say about salsa dancing moves as one move because it's a combination of the moves. I love dancing salsa with partner that is energized moves and lots of spin. And another part of salsa that I really like is the energy that we create while we dancing.
Next question, do you like to be tickled?
Um, I don't think I have tickles.
It sounds like she just tickled your soul with that question. Okay, what's your favourite vegetable?
Asparagus and broccoli.
I have to interrupt, I'm sorry, because I just found out a great fact about asparagus. I was in someone's polytunnel, you know, where they grow all the fruit and veg, just during the week, and the lady is growing asparagus for the first time, and it takes 2 years to grow the plant fully, and it replenishes itself for 25 years. Isn't that amazing? Okay, last question, Ash.
Who's your favourite singer? Like, if you were to go to a concert tomorrow, the person can be passed away or alive, what concert would you love to go and see?
Actually, recently I was laughing with my friend about old boys band when I was like a teenager, a Polish one, and I would really like to go and listen to them again. But if we're talking about the singers, I don't really have the favorite one, but definitely if I could choose, that would be Mark Anthony, one of the great singers of the Latin music as well.
Nice. I've never heard of them. That's so cool. Okay, so thanks for answering all our random questions. Hope you feel more relaxed, and we're ready to share with the listeners what you're up to here in Dublin, which is something great. Before we do that though, do you want to tell us a little bit about why you decided to come to Ireland, first of all, and what you've been doing up till now?
Sure, with pleasure. So over 14 years ago, I just finished my college as a physical therapist in Krakow, in Poland. And myself and my best friend, we decided, actually she had an idea of going and coming to Ireland and earning some money and saving a bit, going back to Krakow and opening our own physio clinic. So that was the first plan. Happened that she never came because of other circumstances of her life. I came by myself, no English. Thankfully now I can speak. Before, back then, that wasn't really that easy for me. I decided to be here for 2 years for sure, save some money. But then I met some people. I met my ex-partner, and then we stayed here for a little while. And when we broke up, I didn't want to go back to Poland because actually I liked Ireland. I like people. I like the energy. For over a decade, I'm a physical therapist running here and there, helping people and putting them on their feet. That actually fulfilled me a lot as well.
That is a fascinating career, and I have to let the listeners in on what I learned from you before we press record on this, and that was that there's a difference between a physical therapist and a physio, and I did not know this, but a physical therapist is about touch and massage, but then the physio is giving you instruction, is it?
More or less, briefly, yeah. Physical therapist is the person that touch your body and can use manipulation, trigger points, techniques of massage, dry needling, and much more. Physiotherapist, here in Ireland we're talking, because if you go to Poland, you have those two distinctions as well, but generally those two people does the same job. But in Ireland it's a little bit different. Physiotherapist is the person that directs you with exercise, check up on your posture and measure you and all of that. But when it comes to the treatment, physical therapist generally touches you more than a physiotherapist.
I'm still letting that sink in. I definitely went to a physiotherapist before in my life, not knowing what I was going in for and thinking it was something different. So thanks for that explanation. Do you have one client story for us, just quickly, in your over a decade of career as a physical therapist that you've seen great results?
Many of them are like that, to be honest with you. I'm working not just with adults only. I work also with kids, like disabled kids or bad posture kids from 2 months old to like 14, 15. You can call them teenagers now, but you know, they're still kids. Well, I couldn't say that the biggest improvement I could see with kids along 4 or 5 years when they came to me, when they were struggling with walking, let's say they were 2 or 3 years old, they couldn't walk because of their dysfunction, but by me doing specific job and directing them and stimulating their muscles, they were able to walk and move and actually being a normal with their life as a kid as possible. With adults, generally, yeah, after it's hard to actually pick up a one person, but we do help people, and happy to say that we not really advertising ourselves. We are fully booked for a week, 2, 3 in advance. Some months that, and there's 4 of us in the clinic, and so I think we have a good reputation.
You definitely have a great reputation, and thanks for the impact that you've made here in Dublin in your time here. I can't imagine what it's like for those parents seeing that transformation in their children of that age. Huge well done on that.
So Dana, recently you've decided a new dream has come along for you, and I know you're changing people's lives in a different way with the hyperbaric oxygen chamber. I've been lucky enough to go there myself and have 3 sessions so far, which have been amazing. Can you tell us a bit about why you started that up?
Of course. First of all, with all my career of being a physical therapist, I'm not looking at a person only as one problem, because if a person comes to me with, let's say, back issue, lower back issue, or neck stiffness, or maybe a pain in their knee, I always look at a person in a bigger picture. So I'm trying to look in a holistic way, and not just as a specific point where the pain is. Usually it's the symptom that comes from something bigger. That person is maybe not aware of it. So looking into that, and our lifestyle, not just mine, yours as well, and the whole society in Ireland and everywhere basically, people are struggling with, how should I say, inflammation in their bodies, basically. Stress, wrong food, bad lifestyle. I'm not talking going every weekend and get wasted. Generally, during the day, we don't really focus on ourselves because we are so busy with going to work and maybe look after our kids, or maybe pay the bills, and maybe 1, 2, 3 times a year go on small holidays. Either it's a staycation or maybe somewhere abroad. So looking at the person in the bigger picture, I realized that more I educate a person about changing their lifestyle regarding food, getting maybe a little bit of meditation or walk, or being more mindful about a current situation, being in the present situation, being in the present moment, then you're not really putting those bad thoughts or maybe worrying stuff in your head, and less inflammation, because stress is the biggest actually point that gives us inflammation in our body, and that leads to other problems as well. So looking at that bigger picture as a person, I was always trying to inform or educate a person to either change the habits of whatever they were lacking with. And the chamber, I saw the chamber, I would say 3 years ago, in Poland. In Poland, it's actually very successful business, and you can actually find those chambers also in the hotels as a spa treatment. And even after first session, you can find great results. So with this, looking at the chamber 3 years ago and speaking to some of my friends that are physios in Poland, they told me about great benefits afterwards with their clients. And that was kind of in 2020 year. And I said, this is a little bit unsteady. Maybe I'm not going to do anything like that. But actually, and I forgot. Then last year, a friend of mine asked me can I be a salesperson for his business, which is the actually supplying of the hyperbaric chambers in Ireland? And I said, well, with my profession, with my ability to talk and inspire people, that's what they say, basically. I said, yeah, cool, why not? And then by talking with my mom and telling her the idea of an offer that I got, she says, why are you not going to open this? You always wanted to do something and different and help people. So if this is so good, like you're telling to me, why not? And then I didn't have to really think twice. It took me 30 seconds to make a decision. Within 2 weeks, I found, well, actually less than 2 weeks, I found a room. I bought a chamber. And on the 9th of March, 2022, I set up this one in Dublin, in Navan Road. So, basically the chamber, it's really helping all over your health to get better.
Dana, I am absolutely amazed to hear that story of how Oxyzone came to be for you and for Dublin and all the people that you're going to help and support with it. The idea of it I heard of maybe 10 years ago, and it was only with one person, my father's friend, who had an accident off a motorbike or dirt bike riding or something like that. But he was determined to get back up on the bike. He had a lot of injuries, and he sought out the quickest and fastest way to get back to balance and back to health. And he told me about going to an oxygen chamber back then in the Midlands somewhere. I think actually a friend of his had one in his house maybe. So he talked to me about the wonderful benefits of it, but I want to hear from you, what are the benefits of someone that pops in for one session or multiple sessions?
Well, basically, this is a very great question, and I'm happy that you actually heard about that 10 years ago, because chambers are well known from 1966, but they were well known by the scuba divers mainly, and a person that got poisoned by carbon dioxide. So that's how long they known. They're using chambers to recover and get better health. But you asked me about the benefits, right? Basically, we have to fully understand the benefits of hyperbaric chamber and the oxygen therapy. First, we need to understand normal circulation, okay? So our heart pumps blood to our lungs, where carbon dioxide is exhale and oxygen is inhale, right?
Yeah.
Oxygen enters to our body through our lungs, attaching itself to the red blood cells, and then blood returns to the heart, and then it's pumped throughout the body. Right? You follow? So typically, as the system working properly, we are all already near 100% saturated with oxygen. So as the blood circulates, oxygen leaves the red blood cells and enters your body tissue and cells, providing necessary fuel for normal function, energy production, and healing. And the cycle continues, basically, right? So what is the difference between oxygen absorption when we breathe air versus oxygen absorption when we breathe in the hyperbaric chamber? Basically, under hyperbaric pressure, in addition to the normal absorption, oxygen will also dissolve directly into the tissue and blood plasma. Our body is made 70% or more with water, right? So that actually increases our absorptions between 28 and 40% by the oxygen, and actually goes into deepest cells. So this extra oxygen promotes further healing, quickens recovery, reduces inflammation, kills infections, fuels cells, and also heals the nervous system, which is one of the main systems in our body, right? This also helps people with a variety of autoimmune problems, degenerative diseases, inflammatory conditions. Also helps with certain infections, for instance, like Lyme disease or co-infections. Also, it's amazing for people with autism. What else? Post-surgical healing, Parkinson, dementia, Alzheimer, depression. It's really great to recover after heavy gym sessions, after marathon. It helps people that are suffering with osteoporosis issue. It's really great for after effects of COVID. If someone is suffering with migraines, and really like many, many more.
Yeah.
So that's basically short description about benefit.
That's really interesting, Dana. It can actually really help with a lot of things. I'm just wondering, do you know how oxygen can help somebody with depression?
Of course. So imagine a person that is depressed. How the body looks like. Basically, it's tight. So first of all, they're not breathing properly. Diaphragm and the brain cells are not getting enough oxygen. So when you're not breathing properly, when you're tensed, you're not able to open up. Basically, your muscles are not able to open up. And then with lack of oxygen, you're developing some maybe sleeping problems, or maybe some issue with eating. You overeat or you don't eat. You feel like very tired because there's no energy. So when there is a problem with your energy, or let's say you might not be diagnosed with depression, but you feel like depressed, oxygen will help you to really energize your body, and your nervous system, central nervous system, will really boost.
Thanks for that brilliant explanation, actually. And I can't wait to recommend it to a lot more people, or hopefully they'll listen to the podcast and hear you speak it yourself. But it really makes so much sense to me, getting the best quality oxygen possible, since oxygen is our life force. And I feel the difference from being out in the woods or being by the ocean and being in a congested city. So I just think it's fantastic, and it's worthwhile at least to try it once. What's your recommendation on someone coming in? What do you advise in terms of 1 session, 10 sessions? How does that unfold?
Sure, thank you for the question. So like I said before, after one session, you can already feel the difference with your energy. Ashley can say, because she's been first time a while ago, and she can share her experience.
Yeah, so on my first session, I went in the evening. Was it on a Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, yeah, it was on a Sunday. And then I had recently taken up running. So running was part of my daily lifestyle for a certain number of days. So the next morning I went on a run, and it felt good, it felt normal. But it wasn't actually until that evening that I really noticed what difference it had made the night before, because normally I kind of get tired towards the evening. I always say, it's better for me to work out in the morning, I'm not that good in the evening. But on this particular evening, the day after I had oxygen therapy, I had so much energy. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with all this energy? So I decided to go for another run.
Very well done. That's what oxygen basically does to you, gives you more energy. But a recommendation and sessions. So the experts tells you that minimum of the sessions that people should have, it's 3 or 5. But basically they really tell 10. What is very important about hyperbaric sessions is that you should do them every day or every second day, because your body has to heal, and it's a process. So if you will go once, you have the boost, definitely, like Ashley had, myself as well. But if you do few sessions in a row, then the benefits will be much better. Then and it's hard for me to really say how many sessions for each person. Definitely I'm recommending 3 or 5 as a beginning, and then as a continuous basis, maybe once or twice a week. Maybe let's say I have some clients that had 15 sessions in a row, and within 2 weeks, right? And they had really great results. And now they are coming to me once a week, twice a week, depends about their time. So another thing is, it also depends about your problem. So I had also a lady that suffers with multiple sclerosis for over 10 years. She had 30 plus sessions, and after 11th session, she felt really great results with her energy. She was able to sleep better, cook, clean, without any break, really. That before she had to rest for a while. So it depends about your problem, but definitely 3 to 5 to each person as a beginning, and later as a continue basis, once or twice a week.
Dana, thanks so much for sharing that information about the clients and the results that you've seen. And I like to understand for myself and for the audience, like what's the range of sessions that one person would do or a typical client. So really appreciate that. We're also really fascinated about is you getting a dream fulfilled, something that you've thought about for a while. I know you've met the right people along the way, and your mother gave you that beautiful nudge as well to encourage you and support you in this. But it takes a lot. It takes something to get something set up in a city like Dublin. And I've heard from Aisling and from other people's reviews that the chamber is brilliant. So for anyone out there that might have a similar idea or a different idea but wants to materialise it, what advice would you give them?
Wow, great question. Thanks. Thank you, Sarah. So basically, all started a while ago, like you said. I met a few people along the way recently regarding the chamber, but I would say 7-8 years ago, I started to develop myself on a different level, to understand myself, understand life, not the way how I've been learned in the school or my parents told me, though, but they wanted the best for me, and they created amazing childhood, and they helped me along the way to really get me going in life, not to be stuck in a little village, which I'm really highly appreciate to them and thankful forever. My mom always supports me even till now. My dad passed away 18 years ago, so I know his soul is somewhere around to give me that nudge as well. I heard a few times that if you want to be a successful person, or a successful person has 7 different streams of income. Working as a physio or physical therapist person, it's one stream of income. Having investment is another one. But my physical therapist job is quite demanding physically. And I know I won't be able to do this for, I don't know, till I'll be 60 or something, even though I'm before my 40s. So there's never too late or never too early. So by actually going by this advice of having 7 different streams of income, having my small investment here and there, working in a day-to-day job, I knew that I wanted to do something extra as a business. I just wasn't sure where and how and what. And actually, the chamber idea came to me in the right way, in the right time. And I felt it will hold my body, and I didn't hesitate. Seriously, I did not hesitate. I didn't know how it's gonna be, because chamber in Ireland, it's pretty not known almost for a person that doesn't have to have a prescription from doctor. Everyone can come. The chambers are soft, which means they're not super high pressure. So if you don't have a pacemaker, or if you're not in current inflammation stage, like fever or maybe problems with your sinuses that are currently inflamed, then you have to wait for a while to recover, and no problem, you can come to the chamber. What could I give to a person as advice? Well, basically, it can be scary in the beginning to open something for yourself, but I think what helped me to focus on not the problems, but actually benefits, not financial benefits, but benefits of what chamber actually gives to people, because finance will come anyway. And the benefits of people, and actually them seeing and thanking me and seeing their happy faces. Oh my gosh, I felt this way and I had that, and I never felt amazing before or after this problem. I thought I would never recover. I think that is massive fulfillment to be present with the person and actually have that. So I think focus to what can happen in a positive way once you open a business, and don't focus on the scary mindset and the scary thoughts that actually are coming into our heads every day, no matter what we do. And just go with that. Do some research. If a person needs an advice with someone, then go and speak with. But on the end of the day, it's our decision, and we're gonna regret if we're not gonna try. And I didn't want to regret. I knew that maybe it might take a little bit of time to get running in a way of educating people what that is and what can help. But I think focusing on how I can help and what if this will work, not on what if won't work. What if this will work? So also when someone would like to set up a business, what I learned in those short periods of time, or also before with friends of mine that have done that, we really would like to have the business that is perfect business. But there's not such a thing like a perfect business or perfect life or perfect anything, perfect body or something. There's always lacking, right? So perfection, it's not the aim. The aim, I would say, will be getting started and then work along the way to make it perfect or close to perfection. Because development, it's every day, and you can improve while the things are happening. They always say we learn by our mistakes. So obviously mistakes that we take not going to harm anybody. But if we're talking about setting up a website that costs you money, or I don't know, putting an advertisement on the billboard or somewhere else, it also costs money. What is the best advertisement? Word of mouth. So by being a physical therapist for many years and being advertised by our clients and the results they had from us, I think this is the best. And I know how good it is with a service to give the best service to a person, and a person is happy with whatever we do, right? But with the chamber, it's a service that people will talk about. So I think starting first and then make it perfect.
Wow, that is some solid advice. I love everything that you said, the financial advice for people going after the dreams, to go beyond the scary thoughts in your mind and to focus on what if this works, but especially the benefits of the people that you're serving. And I've had so many jobs in my life that weren't soul fulfilling at all, and that was the main reason why I've quit so many. But it really brings different energy to you as a person, but also to your clients when you're delivering something that's beneficial or rewarding or fulfilling. So well done on taking these great leaps for your life and for the community that you're serving as well. Going back to your financial advice about the 7 streams of income, where did you hear that from originally? Did you read a book? Did you go to a seminar? Do you recall even where you've found out about that first? And well done on taking action on that advice.
To be honest with you, I don't really remember when I heard that first. It came to my attention a good few times, but with all my life and personal development that I've done in last 7-8 years, reading plenty of books that before I hated. When I was going to school, oh my gosh, you could not see me reading the book. I was always out and running places and going on trees and having fun with other people, but definitely not reading a book. I remember my mom was always like, did you read this book? Did you read this chapter? And I'm like, yeah, of course I did. Obviously I haven't done any reading, but now actually beside my bed there's like few different books that either are finished or I'm currently reading. I am attending seminars as well about the business, about your personal development, about actually finding yourself inside and getting better with yourself, to love yourself, to understand yourself, to understand all mechanisms that actually creating our thoughts and our behaviors. So I don't really remember when I heard it, but definitely good few times, and it stuck in my head, and I said, no, I want to be it's not about being wealthy only. Just would like to be financially free in a way that I don't need to have millions in my bank, but I would like to have something that will stay and will run no matter if I will actively work or not.
Yeah, and what a great position to be in for your life and for your family, for your future children, whatever that may be. Fantastic.
So Dana, please tell the people, how can they find you?
Very easy. The hyperbaric chamber room is located in a family clinic on Navan Road in Ashdown, Dublin 7. And by calling on the number and making an appointment, so the number is 089 989 3375. By calling this number, a person can either make an appointment or text with more information. We can also arrange some phone call and see if a person has some questions too. No problem at all. And you can also find me on Instagram or Facebook by oxyzone.ie.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing that, Dana. I hope you get some people who contact you for more information after listening to this conversation. It's been truly inspirational for me. You absolutely blow me away as a person. Myself and Aisling actually have been watching you for the last 4 or 5 years. I know we're good friends, but there's been a huge amount of transformation for you as a person, going after your dreams. That's such a big thing for someone's life. And congratulations for starting it back in March this year. Really well done. The last thing I want to say to you is I do fully believe that you completely embody the health that you want to create in others through the oxygen chamber and through the physical therapy as well. And we said to ourselves before the conversation started that you look like you're in the best health of your life, inside and out. So well done to you. You're a great example for anyone that's coming in and out of the chamber and gets to meet you and be greeted by you and then gets to renew their own health as well. So well done. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate all your time and efforts to actually meeting up and recording this. And thank you for all your help to other people too, because thanks to you guys, more people can know about the chamber. And even though they never heard about it, but they can still Google it. And Uncle Google will tell you everything. And there's a lot of research done it on the chamber and a lot of people that are sharing their testimonies and the amazing benefits they got it. So thank you so much. Highly appreciate your time and your hearts, and thank you, and bye guys.
Congratulations, well done. Pat yourself on the back. You're officially now a partner in Positivity with us. If this is your first episode, we're so grateful. If this is your 40th episode, we're equally as grateful for your ears, for your heart, for taking this time out for yourself and committing to your own positive mental health journey. Our intention for this podcast is for you to feel a little bit better afterwards. So we hope you take some time now to check in with yourself. How did you feel before? How do you feel now? And we've definitely done our job if you feel a little bit better, and especially if you want to come back for more next week. If you do want to support us, we actually have a Ko-fi donation page. It's ko-fi.com/partners in positivity. We really value the work that we're doing. We know there's so much positive and negative in the world, and we want to contribute to people feeling their best. So we appreciate all of the donations we've had so far and welcome any more that are on the way. Thank you in advance. Also, if you got something of value from this and you want to share with friends or family to add to this trend of positivity in the world, we would love to be tagged in any posts on social media. You know where to find us. Other than that, guys, have an incredible week ahead, and we look forward to feeding you some more nourishment for that beautiful mind, that beautiful garden of yours next week.